Flat Out Elected, welcome. I'm going to talk about being called by God. Many are called, few are chosen. Now, you might feel as though you have a calling in your life, but I'm going to just lay it down for you just like this. When God calls you, He has to remove things in your life in order to build you back from the ground up. You might remove things that you don't want removed, and it's going to hurt. He's also going to remove things that you need removed and that you want removed, but never quite knew how to do that. God is going to rebuild you in this new life, and He is a loving God. He's going to do it in a way that is appropriate to what you can handle. Now, just because we're called doesn't mean you're going to get chosen. There are a lot of people that battle the calling of God. And two things can happen. He can either give that calling on to somebody else, or He can very, very easily, in His will, put you through some stuff that's going to hurt you. It's going to be discomforting. It's going to be very hard for you to deal with. You're going to get frustrated. You're going to wonder why this isn't happening quicker. You're going to wonder why that had to go. But this other thing in my life that I don't want there is still there. His process is not your understanding. His process is godly. And He will rebuild you. Make no mistake about that. And what He is building you for is beyond anything you could even imagine. For anybody that's awake in these days, you understand the world we live in from a different lens than most people. If you're a true warrior, if you're being called to a battlefield in these days, you don't see the world the same way other people see it. And you can't even explain it to people, even the closest people to you. You can't sit them down and explain it to them because they simply can't understand. Being called by God is a very lonely season in life. Being rebuilt is a very painful time to be in, especially now in the way that the world is. He doesn't call the weak. He doesn't call cowards. God hates cowards. He's going to call the courageous, those with courage. Because what you're being called to is going to take courage. It's going to take courage to be okay with losing certain people and certain things in your life that He has not written into your future. It's not a part of His plan. It's not what you've been called to. All of these things are so important in these days that if you honestly feel as though God is calling you, then you better get real ready and okay with losing people and things that you deem very important in your life. They might have been important in your old life, but they're going to get unwritten in the new life. They're not necessary for God's plan. You may come across a whole new group of people. You might lose all your friends and end up with a couple of friends that you never thought were going to be your friends, and here you are now with a couple of new friends. You might lose some materialistic things that you worked so hard to get. They might have to go. God is clearing the way for you to live your life in His will, that you would be a purpose, rebuilt, stronger, better, more godly, okay with losing things in and of this world, because you love God that much that you're willing to let go of the things you think you need to keep and waiting for the things He's going to replace everything in your life. You're in a replacement season. You better get okay with it. If you've been called, doesn't mean you're chosen. But when you're chosen, you will see the absolute evidence of God working in your life. You're going to see the evidence. You give God the glory. I hope this video helped you out a little bit. I hope you've been called, and if you have, I hope you've answered that call and are okay with your life being ripped apart. That you would be able to deal with the frustration of loss, and that you would be able to deal with the patience of having things replaced that has been taken. Give God the glory. If I haven't told you this once, I've told you it 1,000 times. Go get right with God.
Is when you talking to the principalities and reminding the powers and telling them who you are and what's going to happen. That's when you get an attitude. We have access to God with boldness and confidence. We can go boldly to the throne of God. We can go confidently to Him. But what does the devil do? He keeps bringing up your past. He keeps bringing up your failures. He keeps bringing up your shortcomings. I'm not going to God on the basis of my righteousness, not my righteousness. I'm going on the basis of His righteousness and who He